Google, in their infinite wisdom, have a number of key elements, what they call key failure points, that will result in instant Google rejection. So I've put in this particular section here some of the key areas that you need to manage and make sure that you avoid this happening to you. Otherwise, you're just going to disappear into the ether and you will not be seen or found on Google searches. So you've got to be aware that you've got to be registered on Google My Business. If you're not registered on Google My Business, which obviously is Google operated and managed, then you've got a less chance of having a high ranking on SEO for keywords. If your page is slow on loading, then Google will penalize you for that as well, because they want people that on their searches, they want the fastest, the quickest, the best websites to show their customers the highest quality. So page loading speed is very key to making sure that you get a high ranking. So you've got to make it as quickly as possible. If your website is not mobile friendly, then people will be unable to navigate around it properly. They will be unable to benefit from what you are offering. So the key area there is you've got to, at all times, make sure that your website is mobile friendly and that it's easy to navigate. Everyone can use it. Everyone can find what they want. Now, the other thing, the search engines, when they do a crawl across your website, when you submit it to Google, they'll be looking for a number of key features within your website. So if you are putting keywords in, say, for Blackpool accountants, you need to make sure that those keyword phrases are mentioned in certain parts of your website. So in content optimization, when you submit your website, you've got to make sure that those keywords are in the title of your website, the description of your website, and in the keywords of your website. Also in the body of the text of your website. Now the reason why I'm saying this is if you fail to do all those things, your competitors will have found ways. The ones that are coming out top of the search rankings, they will have all that covered and leave you in no man's land. So you've got to make sure that whatever your keywords are and all this, you've got to stay within the character limits. Usually about 3 keywords, 3 major keywords that a lot of people are going to search for. So you've got to do your research and talk to your website designer. Again, talking about compliance, you've got to have a GDPR compliance statement on your website, a pop-up, whatever you like, cookies policy, just to tell the visitors, whoever they are, from wherever they are, about what you do with their data and so on and so forth. Failure to do that is another big instant Google rejection. So you need to make sure that you've got a GDPR statement in there, carefully worded, associated with your website, and that covers all bases to cover you. Lastly, just on the instant Google rejections area, you've seen websites that have got HTTPS before www or HTTP, for example. Now, HTTPS is a secure socket layer of security for your domain and in turn for your website. If you've got HTTP on your website and haven't got this, then when anyone clicks on that website address, what will happen is that a pop-up will come up from Google saying this site is unsecure and unsafe. Please leave, do not go on it. And how many people will leave your website and never return after all the money and investment you've put into your business? So these are all the key elements, the key failure elements for instant Google rejection. So I'll turn now into the next area. They'll give you a full and complete compliance for Google indexing and high ranking positions. So I've pointed out the negative side of things that you have to watch for. These are the things that you must insist to your web designer that you want including. I'll start with when you purchase the domain, you want to make sure when he's built the sites, it is HTTPS and not HTTP. You've also, in the back of all of this, you've got a certain number of programming codes that you need including for Google to really like you and to rank you. So one of the things is a Google sitemap, so Google can find around that it's a decent website, well-structured website. You need to include Google Webmaster Tools. That includes Google Analytics. There's also, you need your alt attributes, which is your alternative attributes text for images. So every image that you post on your website or on your blog has got to have some alternative text to describe what that image is and how it relates to your business and your keywords, for instance. So you need to have that. So with all of these things, you've got to make sure that this is a checklist for your web designers to include on your website. Another one is robots.txt file. Now, again, that's an important feature that Google will be looking for to make sure your site is compliant and well structured. And finally, there's another one here, schema markup. Now, this schema markup also is used by Google on the Google My Business. And when you do local searches, the more information you have on your schema markup side of code, the better the local rankings will be on SEO, let alone standard rankings nationally. So you've also got, again, we go back to the content optimization. So we need your keywords of your business, that what people are searching for, in your title, description, your keywords, and under the 180 character limit. So also, the other thing you need to be aware of is in the body of the text of the website. So if you're a Blackpool accountant, for example, it's got to be in the title, in your description, in your keywords, even in your domain if you can get it in your domain. Get a special domain for it. And Google will see you as an expert, an authority in your particular niche and for those particular keywords. We've also got a blog. Now, a blog is like a website. You can write, it's like a web page. You put an article in there, you can put whatever you want in there. But again, if you're doing a blog, you've got to make sure it contains all of this as well, and submit the blog like you would with your website to Google. Now, I've mentioned Google My Business. It is a must that you've got to register your business with Google My Business, and also that your website pages are fast loading. We mentioned before, they need to be quickly loading, otherwise people get fed up and leave the website and never to return. And the other part of it, what I mentioned before, was your mobile friendly website. People have got to be able to navigate around it easily and read the text and the images in a nice, well structured manner. So your website has got to be mobile friendly. Now, the other last thing and the most important thing is Google reviews. Now, you can get Google reviews through your Google My Business website, but in Google reviews, if you haven't got 4 stars and upwards on your reviews on your Google My Business account, then people will leave your website and never to return. Think about this. When you're going to book a meal or some hotel, the first thing you will do is when you found the place, you're going to check out the reviews. And if those reviews are not good or stunning, then you will not go to that place. So you'll be looking at 4 and 5 stars for a restaurant or for a hotel. And your visitors, your target audience will be no different to what your search habits are. They'll be looking for 4 and 5 stars upwards. So it's imperative that you manage your reputation on Google My Business through your Google reviews and always respond to all of them.